Hello! Welcome back, or welcome to the channel if you're new. It's lovely to see so many new people. Today we're going to be looking at the trailer for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is the latest installment, of course, in the hugely successful Assassin's Creed series. I thoroughly enjoyed the first one and the second one, actually. I played the one set in the American War of Independence, and I thought it was cack. The Victorian one I didn't bother with, Syndicate. But when I found out that they were making one set in Viking Age Britain, I thought, heck, this is probably going to look garbage. But I'm going into this with an open mind. So I'm going to look through the Assassin's Creed trailer with an open mind. And with that mind open, every time I see a classic, inauthentic Viking trope, I'm going to take a little drinky. So join me with whatever alcohol-free beverage you would like to join me with. I will be drinking some delicious alcohol-free pale ale. May or may not be delicious because I haven't tried it before. So let's go through the trailer and see how we go. Skål! Start at the beginning. It's a 4-minute trailer. Blimey, these things get long. 3 seconds in. Stave Church. Amazing. So this is apparently set in pre-Christian Viking Age Britain. There is a stave church right in front of me, and that is a church. A stave church. Cool, cool. So that's leading me to believe that this is going to be a game set probably in the 11th century then, which is exciting because that's not kind of the classic period. But this is quite good. I don't know if we've got. I don't know if we've got any before. We haven't got any surviving before the 12th century, but I think there were some around the year 1000 built. So I'm aiming at the year 1000 being when this is set. So let's carry on. Oh, there is somebody with huge facial tattoos, a big long droopy belt, and wearing some fur over their shoulders. We are 6 seconds in. Oh, and the kid's wearing crisscross garters over some furry boot covers, leg warmer things. Yep. Oh, there's that stave church in the background again. So this is probably Norway then. So we're looking at Norwegian Vikings, which is okay. That's cool. That's totally fine. Whatevs. Happy with that. What else we got? What else we got? What else we got? Nice modern looking raven painted on somebody's shield. Very nice. Oh. I'm not sure why I'm doing the whole like way thing. This is quite tasty. So cool. There we go. All right. I've got the subtitles on because I'm not entirely sure how to do this without you guys being able to hear all the audio from it. I don't want you to do that. Oh! We've got... I've just stopped it again at 17 seconds. We've got strange vulva lady with antler head thing skull. Ridiculous nonsense. Like, there's no evidence that that's what vulvas look like. Vulva, V-O with an umlaut, L-V-A, is kind of the Old Norse. I hesitate to use the word witch, but in the kind of folk medicine, folk magic sense, a vulva or a wise woman. Let's go with wise woman. And as far as we can tell, they dressed like everybody else, but they just carried a big, possibly long stick. Let's keep going. Blood smear over the face as a blessing. Not really sure that's how blessings worked back then, so that's another little sippy sip. Oh wait, and this dude is wearing the Ragnar haircut, so he's got the shaved sides, and he's got the top knot thing with the big long braids, big chunky old braids. I'm having a great time. Gazing up at random Norse god number 1. So look at these long ships. Long ships don't look too bad. Where are we? Somewhere with lots of cliffs. There's some pillaging happening. Let the women and children go. Actually, I'm going to scold to that. Just in honour. Good lad. Good lad. They've burnt a village. There's a man going absolutely... Ha ha ha! Look, he's playing with his children. They weren't all bad. That's nice, actually. It's nice to see that they're not all... They're not represented as entirely, you know... Whoa! Oh my god! Oh my god! Wow! Incredible. Incredible. Hang on. Let me look this up because I know exactly yes, this is meant to be Alfred the Great. So Alfred the Great is a 9th century king of Wessex. So if this is Alfred the Great, this actual look of Alfred the Great comes from a specific not an embroidery, I think it's an illumination. Editing Jimmy, put the illumination of Alfred the Great here that this is based on. It's way, way later. I think it's 13th century, so it's like 400 years or something stupid like that. After this, it looks exactly like this. So this is... look at his stupid gloves. Why is he wearing long falconry? Why is he wearing falconry gloves? Why is he wearing a falconer's gloves to sign a letter? This is amazing. Where is he? Why is there just a massive cross behind him? What's going on? I'm just going to scold this. It's not a Viking trope, but it's just so bad. So, Alfred, baby, what are you wearing? Let's have a look at you. So I'm going to zoom in on this. So, Alfred here is wearing... He's wearing a disc brooch on his right shoulder, which is okay, but it's not holding a cloak on. That doesn't look like a cloak. There's no obvious sort of end to that fabric. That looks more like some kind of an ecclesiastical garment. The blue thing underneath also looks kind of like a Catholic bishop's sort of cloaky, one of these. It's probably got a name. Underneath that, he seems to be wearing a tunic of some kind with 3 gold chains, so he is dressed in just fantasy clothing right now. The guy behind him is wearing... I have no idea what he's wearing, but it looks like some kind of weird boiled leather outfit. And as we all know, bondage gear has its place. It's not in an early medieval reenactment. I don't even know. He's got a nice strap end. The guy behind him is actually wearing a nice strap end. We'll carry on. Dreadful. Oh, wow! Wait! It's not even a... What is that? It's like weird brass lamella looking stuff. This is appalling. They all look... Oh, actually, though, he's got some nice silk roundels on the bottom of his tunic. That's potentially appropriate for the period. Everything else that he's wearing looks like cack. And the tunic should have... Wait. And the tunic should have long sleeves. I'm sorry, I carried it on. So that is... I think that is the seal of Alfred the Great. Actually, I think that's just a coin. I think they've just taken a coin, a penny of Alfred the Great's time. I also love that they've bothered to put Old English on this letter here, except for at the bottom where it just says, there will be, all capitals, underlined, war. Really? Wow. Thanks for that. Also, this is just written on paper, I think, and it should be vellum properly. Don't put your candle out with your gloves on. You'll ruin the gloves. Goon. Longship's coming out of the mist. Whoa! This guy is wearing so much makeup. That's a scold from me. Look at that makeup. No evidence that the Vikings looked like that. There's one mention of people in Hedeby wearing something on their eyes that increases their beauty, and everybody was like, it must be coal! It must be charcoal! And the men and the women just plastered it on. They were probably just like a little bit of eyeshadow or something Like, get real. It's not going to be like streaks of charcoal all over your face. He's also wearing an entire animal over his shoulder. This is going to be bad. I can already feel this is going. Oh, but wait. There is a lady wearing the Ragnar hair, but never mind her. What is this goober wearing? This guy in the front here. Everybody's got a sheep as like a stole, which is hilarious. And what is his hair? What an absolute donkey's arse. If I saw him today with that hair, I would openly laugh at him. I love that the woman behind him is just like, minion, ready for battle. Get out of town. And we're rowing, and we're beaching the ships, and have another little look at this dude a little closer up. Yeah, so he's got ridiculous amounts of just black. I see so many reenactors wearing that at events and like in battles at events, trying to look all cool and like, oh, I'm a berserk warrior of Odin, and every time I see it, I just crack up. Oh, wow. Oh, he's got a beard ring. Wait, I forgot. Beard ring. I even have that in a video. There you go. Fire arrows. Shields. Right, they've got shields, which is nice. Yeah, so people are carrying shields, which is a good... Oh my god, wait. So, who are we fighting against? Presumably the Anglo-Saxons. If Alfred the Great is the king, this is the 9th century, so we shouldn't be seeing these long kite shields. They are an 11th century weapon of war. Everybody should have round shields at this point. There's people with like face masks on their helmets, and they're a Norman thing. Hey, man throws spear. Lots of use of spears, which is nice. Everybody's armour looks like garbage. Yeah, these guys are meant to be Anglo-Saxons, but they're really dressed like Normans. He's just dressed in fantasy armour, he really is. The single disc brooch here, fine. But everything else is wrong. The weird metal vambraces, his stupid chest plate. I mean, ugh. Why is there a Roman centurion here? Why is there a Roman centurion here? Why is there a Roman centurion here? Oh. Let's have a look. Oh, there's somebody wearing actual mail. That's good. Somebody wearing mail. That's nice. They've tried to give this guy here something based on the Coppergate helmet from York. So I'm going to give them a couple of points for that. That's it. Okay. Viking throw axe at head. Yes. Okay, so guy dies that we don't care about, but... Oh, and you just happen to have time to, like, lay him at rest with his axe in the middle of the battle. I don't think so. Stupidity. Oh, dual wielding with 2 axes. Good. Lots of men just fighting in their tunics, which is kind of nice to see. It's nice to see people wearing tunics and close-fitting trousers. It's a shame it's only some of the red shirt Anglo-Saxons who are wearing them, but it's nice to see that that's actually being worn. So, there we go. Odin appears in a battle! There's a raven! Odin is with us! I've run out. Picks up sword from corpse. Right, this dude is fighting with like a massive 2-handed sword, and I don't know where he got that idea from, because that's not a thing that the Anglo-Saxons did. They didn't make swords that big. Axes, yes, if you were fighting with a 2-handed axe, okay. He's wearing some weird Byzantine style. I don't even know what that is. Like, he's wearing fallorai on what looks like a Byzantine style klibanion. Yeah, there's the hidden blade because it's Assassin's Creed, so that's fine. That's gonna be in it. Like, that's fantasy, but it's an Assassin's Creed game. Hashtag like a Viking. So do everything like a Viking except for fight and dress like a Viking. Okay, cool. Wow, that was a lot, huh? So I've actually seen some pre-release gameplay footage of this, and I can assure you that all of the rest of the Vikings look like garbage. All of them. And I actually have a couple of things that I do like about this game from the pre-release footage I've seen. One is that they have reeves, and thanks to my friend Alex over at the Goat-Worn Armcast, I'll put a link in the description about that, for giving me some information on Anglo-Saxon reeves, and they were basically the taxmen of their time. So if you wanted a license to trade, you wanted to pay your taxes to somebody, you pay it to the reeve. And at one point, there's a mission in this pre-release footage, and I'll link to that video as well, where you go and look for a reeve, a village reeve, a town reeve. And that is actually like a really nice detail that I wasn't expecting. So we have reeves in this game. But from this trailer, I have no idea when this is supposed to be. Because we see Alfred the Great, the 9th century king of Wessex, signing off on a letter saying, "There will be war," with these, presumably at that point, unchristianized, still Norse religion practicing Vikings, who have a 12th century stave church in their town where they're also building weird wooden statues of a Viking with a beard in 2 sticks. They're wearing loads of fur on their shoulders. I mean, there's so much wrong in what they're wearing, and I'm desperately scrambling for stuff that looks right, because I love the Assassin's Creed games, but even in pictures, like in this picture of Alfred here, his sword's not in a scabbard. Why is his sword not in a scabbard? Like, easy stuff that they could have got right, that would have made it look like the 9th century, if that's what you're going for. And stupid stuff that they've got the Vikings wearing, like these stupid furry boots on this shot here. Why has he got the furry leg warmers? Why is he wearing the stupid furry leg warmers? There's no reason for that. If he's an assassin, put him in an assassin's cloak. Like, it worked for every other period. You just put a Native American warrior in an assassin's cloak. Do it for the Viking dude. Like, come on. Don't pretend you're trying to make it look Viking. I hate that so much. I know there's a lot of customization involved in this game, and from the various concepts I've seen, like this, it's just garbage. Like, the helmet with the wings is straight out of a Victorian opera. The mace and the flail. A flail? Really? I mean, they're garbage anyway. Ask Shad. The dual-wielding axes, the eye makeup everywhere, the stupid haircut, the beard rings. I know, I do love the fact that you can have, it is gender blind, so you can have your main character be presented as male or female, and that's great. But the clothing for both of them is identical, so the clothing for both of them looks like hot garbage. Like this shot here. And I know this is concept art, but it's just so disappointing. And some of the in-game footage that I've seen has had amazing looking buildings, like this Romanesque building. That looks fantastic. That looks like a Roman building that's been repurposed by the Anglo-Saxons. But if you're putting that kind of effort in, when we had so much promise, it's disappointing. And in this day and age where more and more people are looking for historical realism in their games, especially in the costume, when there is a thriving modding community for things like the Total War series to make them look realistic, it's disappointing that Ubisoft isn't jumping on that bandwagon, frankly. I think it's disappointing. But like I say, I'm a big fan of the games. From the pre-release footage, it looks like there are some fun elements there, some fun questing elements. You do things like sail around in boats, obviously, because you're a Viking. You do have, I think a nice touch is having the raven instead of the falcon or the eagle's eye, which is an element from the other game. So I think that's a fun little, well, that's nice. But I think the problem is they've shoehorned everything, right? They've tried to shoehorn everything in. They want them to be like pagan heathen Vikings, rah, Odin, we follow the one-eyed spear lord, berserkers drenched in blood and fighting with a big axe there. But also they want there to already be lots of fighting between the Vikings and the Saxons, and that implies that what you're looking at doing is actually the Great Heathen Army, which would have been really cool if you set it in whenever that was, like the 850s. Top job. But they then want to like shoehorn stuff in, like the stave churches and the kite shields, and it makes it look like a mess. And if you're trying to make the Anglo-Saxons look Romanizing and Romanesque, you can do that in ways that aren't just dressing them up like Byzantines and an actual Roman centurion. Like they could have done so much more here. What I'd like to have seen is stuff that they were starting to do in this trailer, like mail shirts, chainmail as the main armor. Yes, love that. Shields that don't just look like this, like crappy, cheap costume shields, because that's what they look like. And I think fans of the games would really appreciate subtleties like well-painted, individually painted shield designs. You know, they appreciate that kind of thing. The furry boot top things need to go. They need to go, just from our consciousness as a whole of what a Viking looks like, because they didn't wear those, because they're dumb. It would have been nice to have seen them commit to the bit in terms of making it the 9th century. If it's the 9th century, dress the Saxons like it's the 9th century, you know? Give them round shields, tight hose with garters, sort of knee-length-ish tunics, cloaks, and a disc brooch. And most of those were being worn in this trailer, but not all at the same time, and we still had stupid fantasy boots everywhere, like the boots. The big dumb boots, like this. What is this? And the haircuts, and the eye makeup. In terms of the game, they didn't really build many tall buildings back then, so you're going to climb up a lot of church towers, guaranteed. And in terms of like the subtle knife aspect, we're looking at like a massive hulking Viking warrior as our protagonist, not like a lithe Italian nobleman. So, I don't know how do you sneak around when you're like a 7-foot tall nutcase with Ragnar hair? I don't know. Treat it, in my advice, if you are a reenactor or a history buff who is looking at this and thinking, oh my god, what do? I loved Assassin's Creed, and how do I treat this game? It's a fantasy game. Treat it as a fantasy game. All the rest of them are fantasy games pretending to be historical games. Like, they're pretending that you're immersing yourself in the history of the era that you're playing in. And you're really not. But that's my opinion on it. If you have your own opinions, absolutely, obviously put them in the comments, let me know. And fight me IRL. Please don't fight me IRL, I'm very tired. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you've enjoyed it. I am going to be doing some more costume-related stuff next week. I have a few interesting costume things for you guys. Thank you so much to everybody who's been donating to the coffee fund. You're amazing, your generosity is frankly mind-boggling. Please do like my videos, honestly, apparently it does really help with getting them seen by people. And thank you to all my new subscribers. Diolch yn fawr iawn am dan ysgrifio. Thank you ever so much for subscribing. I will be back with another video next week. Every Sunday I try to do a video. Sunday or Monday. And I will see you then. So, hwyl am y tro. Bye for now.